Hello and welcome to Resource PNG. Given increasing exploration and development of oil and gas in Papua New Guinea over the last decade, the country has gradually increased its reputation as an ideal investment destination for resource companies. One such company is Total S.A. Total, a French multinational integrated oil and gas company, is one of the 5 super major oil companies in the world. Its businesses cover the entire oil and gas chain, from crude oil and natural gas exploration and production to power generation, transportation, refining, petroleum product marketing, and international crude oil and product trading. Total is also a large-scale chemicals manufacturer. In April 2012, Total Supply and Marketing created a new affiliate in PNG with offices in Port Moresby. Total Supply and Marketing has been marketing lubricants in PNG via a distributor arrangement for several years. Consequently, Total has also come on board as a major partner in the development of the Elk-Antelope gas fields in Gulf Province. This is testament to the confidence that the company has in PNG. During the 13th PNG Mining and Petroleum Investment Conference, Resource PNG was fortunate to speak with Total's Senior Vice President for Asia Pacific, Exploration and Production, Jean-Marie Guillemot.
On the show we have Jean-Marie Guillemot, who is the President of Total Asia Pacific. Thank you for your time. We'll get straight to the conference. What do you aim from getting out of the 13th Mining and Petroleum Conference here in Sydney?
Yeah, I think the purpose of our participation for the first time to this conference was just to show that Total was now an actor in the oil industry in Papua New Guinea. And I just wanted to introduce Total in this conference and also to tell them where we stand regarding the progress of our project in Elk-Antelope development.
Okay. In addition to that, do you feel that the project is progressing well with the Elk-Antelope prospect?
Yes, the project is progressing. Let me describe a little bit where we are progressing. First thing is that we have to make the appraisal of the initial discoveries which have been made. And today we are drilling a few wells which aims at determining exactly what is the amount of resources and reserves that we are going to develop. That's the first point, and this is already progressing. In parallel to this, we are conducting in our head office in France, in Paris and Pau, in southwest of France. We are performing our conceptual study to define what will be the implantation of the facilities, what sort of facilities, what sort of design we will give to these facilities, the sizing, the process, then the implantation of the plants, the implantation of the pipeline, and finally the implantation as well of the LNG plants that we are going to build. So this is a major study, of course. This is progressing also well. We have a lot of people working on this in our office. And the idea was to explain what we are doing and at which stage we are in this preparation. And just to tell you a few information, we plan to be able to deliver the results of this study, conceptual study, by the second quarter of 2015.
Okay. Do you see good or great potential in the Elk-Antelope? That's of course after the groundwork has been done. But do you see that prospect?
No, clearly. I mean, we like this field. Just to put things into perspective, Total has a very large experience worldwide. First in the LNG. We are probably number 2 in the LNG worldwide. We are present in all the main plants in Middle East. We are also present in Africa. We are also involved in North America. Just only here in Asia Pacific area, we have 2 major projects under progress today in Australia. One is Ichthys, operated by our friends of Japan, of INPEX, and the second one, Gladstone LNG, which is operated by Santos. So these 2 main projects are already part of our core business. We also operate a big field in Indonesia, and today we are the main producer of gas in Indonesia, and we are supplying about 80% of the Bontang LNG plant, which has been for years the largest LNG plant in the world. So we are a very strong actor in LNG. Then we are also a very strong experience in managing huge projects. Just to give you an example, we have delivered successfully more than 8 FPSO major installation in the Gulf of Guinea of Africa. But we are also involved in LNG. In addition to the projects that I just mentioned, I want to add the fact that we are just constructing now a project in Yamal, in the northern part of Russia. And we are also involved in the new conventional business in South America, North America, of course, but also in China and in other places. So Total is a very strong actor in all these projects, and we have developed really large capacity of managing the project. And in addition to this, we are also experts in the managing carbonate reservoir. And just Elk-Antelope is a carbonate reservoir. Total has been in the Middle East for almost 1 century now. And there you have carbonate reservoir, but we are also in Africa, in Europe, and also recently we are in the carbonate subsalt of Brazil. So carbonate is really our specialty. And this is also a matter of comparison with Papua LNG, where the reservoir, sand reservoir, when Elk-Antelope is a carbonate reservoir. And so the experience of Total to tackle this challenge of carbonate will be very useful.
You're watching Resource PNG. Don't go away. After the break, we continue our discussion with Jean-Marie Guillemot. Welcome back to Resource PNG. The development of the Elk-Antelope gas field in Gulf Province has been touted as the next big LNG development for Papua New Guinea. And as a participant in the impending development of this resource, Total is excited at the prospect of contributing to ensuring the project is a success. According to Jean-Marie Guillemot, Total is also looking to ensure that the livelihoods of communities surrounding the project area are improved so as to have a win-win situation for all parties.
It's a very rich history and experience that you have in this industry. Also, the expertise that you possess are quite high. What can the community or what can the people in that area look forward to with you as the operator of the Elk-Antelope?
Yeah. So, you know, Total has a very diversified experience. That means that we have been working in many countries in the world. Today we are present in more than 130 countries in the world. And Total has been always keen to work with the communities. I mean, for us, the terms of acceptability is very meaningful. Acceptability, and we think that acceptability is going also with responsibility. And in Total, we acknowledge that our operation may have an impact on the communities where we are working. And what we want is to develop necessary actions and projects in order that the communities consider that this impact at the end is just a positive impact for them.
Can you specify these necessary projects that you just stated?
Yeah. So usually, what we are doing in all the countries where we operate, and this will be the case in PNG, is that we discuss with the communities. How do they see their development? How do they consider to improve their quality of living? And then what we want is not to define with them our project, but we want to support and be a partner to their own project. That means that we help them to define their project, and then we help them to put them into undertaking and implementation. Usually, we are not specialists in all the matter which makes the quality of life. But what we can do is to be a partner in this project. For instance, we are in partnership with some NGOs which will bring capacity in developing agricultural project or whatever. So by this partnership, we can concentrate different expertise, and with the authorities, we think we can then implement projects that the community want. But what is important is this project should come from the communities themselves.
Okay, so obviously community engagement and empowerment is pivotal to the way that you operate.
Absolutely, and we have even, you know, we are a company of engineers, and we have developed a methodology of how to approach also this problem within the company.
Thank you, sir. Can you also explain a bit further about the partnership that you share with Oil Search PNG Limited?
Alors, let me explain it maybe from a wider view. First of all, I want to tell you that Total, we have the culture of partnership in our DNA. That's part of our philosophy. For us, partnership is very important for several reasons. First reason is that we want to share the risk, but we also want to share what I call the challenge. I think when you are confronted to difficult problem, you better be supported by your friends and your partners. So we like the challenge just because the challenge is allowing us to make more robust decisions and better choices as well. So partnership is really a key. But being in a partnership means that you have also to respect some rules. Okay, that means that partnership doesn't mean disorder. So I use this morning in my presentation, I use a comparison. When you are in a rugby field and you have your teammates with you, you can understand that maybe one of your teammates is just regretting to playing football. They would have preferred to play football, and maybe they would have preferred to play football with other teammates. So sometimes they can even consider to go to arbitration to ask for the replacement of the teammates and the replacement of the game. Instead of playing rugby, they would like to play football. So that's a bit the situation that we are facing today with Oil Search, unfortunately.
Can you also explain what the outcome will be if it is in your favor?
So, I mean, the case today is under arbitration, so I don't want to elaborate too much, and I will not comment what's going on. But really what we want today is that what we want is to play the match. That means the challenge for us is Elk-Antelope development. To do this, we need the alignment of our partners and to tackle this very important challenge. We need to have people to accept the technical solution which will be finally presented and developed. Okay. We need also to prepare all the permitting relating to this development, and this will be also a task which will need the contribution of all the partners. But we also need to prepare the gas marketing, for instance. And if we go to the market to sell the gas, if Total is not in the driving seat, we will not be able to sell this gas in good condition. And another point that I want to mention is that the financing of this project is very important. And here again, when we are going to talk to the financial institution or banks, if the Total is not clearly shown as in the driving seat, as an operator of the project, it won't be possible to finance this in good condition. So it's not only a matter of ego for Total, it's just a matter of being in a good position to make this project a success. Okay. And that's why we expect, after this turmoil of arbitration and so on, to get all our partners aligned for the success of this wonderful project.
Evidently, your comments align with Peter Botten from Oil Search, who also agrees that the project is about the development of PNG, and it's about the country at the end of the day. I know that's where you're coming from, but would you like to see that partnership strengthened for the betterment of PNG in the future?
It's not a matter of being strengthened. It has to be strong. Without a strong partnership, you will not achieve strong things. You need something robust, and a strong partnership is absolutely a key. But so we expect our partnership, yes, to support each of us for the success of this project. That's a must, and for me, I don't see any reason why we cannot do this.
Thank you so much for your time on the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay. My pleasure. Thank you.
You're watching Resource PNG. After these messages, we speak with InterOil Executive Vice President, PNG, Isikeli Taureka. Don't go away. Welcome back to Resource PNG. InterOil Corporation was incorporated in 1997. The company is an independent oil and gas business with a primary focus on Papua New Guinea. Primarily, the company focuses on exploration of hydrocarbons. InterOil currently has exploration licenses which cover around 16,000 square kilometers in the eastern Papua Basin. In May 2013, Ezekiel Taureka was appointed Executive Vice President for InterOil. He brings with him a wealth of experience in the oil and gas sector. Prior to his appointment as Executive Vice President, Mr. Taureka was most recently the head of Chevron Corporation's geothermal and power operations. Prior to that, he was the president of Chevron Texaco China Energy Company with responsibility for Chevron's oil and gas upstream activities in China. Earlier on at Chevron, Mr. Taureka served in a variety of executive positions, including General Manager, Country Manager for Chevron New Guinea Limited, where he was responsible for oil operations in Papua New Guinea as well as Western Australia. He recently spoke with Resource PNG about the opportunities that exist for InterOil and what PNG can expect from the company.
Hello everyone and welcome to Resource PNG. Today we have the Executive Vice President of InterOil, Mr. Ezekiel Taureka. Thank you, Mr. Taureka, for your time here on Resource PNG.
Thank you very much.
Now you spoke on the first day of the 13th PNG and Mining and Petroleum Conference. What key messages did you deliver?
Well, I really chaired a panel on that day, and it was really around resource industries contributing to the development of the communities and Papua New Guinea as a whole. And so the main issues around that were what can we do to work with government to improve the quality of life, particularly around the community and with some of the community programs that different resource developers are implementing. So a very good discussion on that panel was Peter Botten from Oil Search, and as you know, they've got the Oil Search Foundation, so we're doing quite a lot of things in that space.
What do you hope we can achieve from this conference to take away with us?
Well, first of all, I think it's a good opportunity to showcase Papua New Guinea, the resources potential that we have in the country, which I think there's still a lot more to go in terms of developing yet to find resources both in the mining and the hydrocarbon areas. So good to showcase Papua New Guinea. The other issue is the continuing dialogue between developers, explorers and the government to try and work through issues, highlight issues or challenges and opportunities. And the other really beneficial part of it is just wonderful to see so many landowners attending these conferences, because they're an important piece of the equation and add to that dialogue as well.
Now, Mr. Taureka, one of the highlights of this year was the sale between InterOil and Puma of the oil refinery and petroleum product distribution. Can you give us an overview of this?
The sale took place early this year, and basically part of our strategy to focus on our core competency, which is around exploration in the upstream. So it made good sense. We certainly want to focus a little bit more our business, and Puma are certainly a really good partner because their core strength is really around product distribution and the refining side, and also the supply chain side, which are quite extensive throughout the region.
Are you satisfied with the way things have happened in 2014? The sale?
Very happy, because the sale of Puma also gave us funding. So apart from that and the credit lines we have with our lenders, we're pretty well funded throughout to continue our aggressive exploration program, and also investing in shooting more seismic to understand what the opportunities are there in our exploration licenses. Yeah.
Is InterOil still a major player in the oil and gas industry in Papua New Guinea?
Certainly, absolutely, without any doubt. As you can see, Elk-Antelope is the biggest discovery in Southeast Asia for the last 20 years. It will be a two-train development and build off the very good work from the PNG LNG developers. So whilst the momentum is going, it's important that both the project developers of Elk-Antelope and government and the community work together to bring this project on as fast as they can.
Besides Elk-Antelope, can you give us a prospect of 2015 and the years to come for InterOil?
Yes, certainly we're out there shooting more seismic. I think there are more leads and prospects in our acreage. We want to go out there and drill them and find more more hydrocarbons. If we can have success, more commercial success, then that adds to the ability of Papua New Guinea to have additional trains beyond Train 1 and Train 2 in PNG LNG, and certainly beyond Train 3 and 4 in Elk-Antelope.
Now, just as a personal sort of discussion message to our viewers on behalf of InterOil, is there anything you'd like to say or share?
The future for Papua New Guinea is great in the hydrocarbon space, because that's what I'm familiar with. What I've found and learned over this last couple of days is that particularly for the resource developers and the exploration people, we need to get out there, invest in making sure that we fulfill our work programs and obligations. The more people out there, the more activity, the more competition that we have out there is very good for the country. So for 2015, I think despite perhaps a bit of a down dip in the oil price now, I think oil and gas is a long-term cyclical game, and we as developers need to continue our programs to make sure that Papua New Guinea does not miss out in bringing its very substantial resources potential onto the market.
Thank you, Mr. Tareka, for your time here on Resource PNG.
Thank you very much.
That's all we have time for on this edition of Resource PNG. If you want to know more about the program, please email us. Our address, resourcepng@mtv.com.pg. You can also view this edition online by going to www.mtv.com.pg, where you will find a link to the Resource PNG page. Until the next time, I'm Mary Batulo, and this has been Resource PNG.